Hello, everyone. It's Friday, June the 7th. I hope everybody's doing good and everything. I want to remind you that in a couple of weeks, we'll have Juneteenth. And today I am announcing and issuing a proclamation officially declaring Juneteenth 2024 as an official state holiday. You know, I also want to remind everyone that our Herbert Henderson Office of Minority Affairs is hosting a Juneteenth celebration. I've told you this many times on the Canal Boulevard lawns of the West Virginia State Capitol and everything on Saturday, June the 15th from 4 to 9 a.m. I've told you many times about signing up and coming down and absolutely doing all the great stuff and celebrating this incredible day. So do so. And absolutely, you know, if you want to just come down and enjoy absolutely some great stuff, please come. Please come. We'd welcome in every way. And absolutely free to the public. I want to report our May revenue numbers. If you haven't already seen and everything, we were another $63.7 million above, you know, the budget. And now year to date, we're 701, gosh, is this unbelievable, $0.1 million above budget. Now that takes into consideration that last year we cut taxes and put back in your pockets $750 million, and we're continuing to do it every single year. It will be in place forevermore. With all that being said, these surpluses, what's my job? When it really boils down to it, the number one thing of my job, have the economics right. If you got the economics right, then all the other things that can be done can be done. And if you've got the economics wrong and you're upside down, then you absolutely have experienced what that's like. When I walked in the door, all we could come up with was, we got to cut more. We got to cut more. Absolutely, every time we cut, more people left. More people went to Atlanta and Charlotte and Denver. And all of a sudden the tax base went down. We drug our hole right with us. Absolutely, I've said so many times. On Sunday, Edith wanted to have a picnic. She can't do it because she wants her grandkids to be there. And they're in Atlanta and Denver and Charlotte and all over the place because they had to leave to get a job. Not anymore. Not anymore. West Virginia has opportunity after opportunity after opportunity, and absolutely more and more goodness on the way. Let's keep doing it. Let's keep doing it. These surpluses are unflat believable, and we've done it by minding the store properly. We absolutely have taken care of our house how you should, and absolutely with all that, then these surpluses are just unbelievable, all the great stuff that we can do. I'm going to report to you about the spring turkey season. You know, not long ago, it seems like, but it was in, I think it was in 1976. The first spring turkey, or the first turkey, wild turkey, that Jim Justice ever saw in his life, he got on the opening morning of the spring turkey season in Monroe County. I think if I'm right, that year there was just a few hundred spring turkeys harvested that year. This year, 11,650 spring turkeys were harvested. 601 were harvested on our 2 youth days. The story of how we've introduced wild turkeys back to West Virginia, unbelievable. Hats off to the DNR, all the great work that they've done, and many others. Good work. We're going to do a bill signing in just a minute on FAFSA. And basically the bottom line of the whole thing is you had kids held up, didn't know what to do. That's all there is to it. So today I'm holding a ceremonial bill signing of Senate Bill 1007, which allocates more than $80 million in funding for college students and higher education institutions. Now, I don't normally read, but I want to read this to you. $40 million will go to states' needs-based higher education grant program to double the maximum award from $3,400 to $6,800 for eligible students. $11.2 million will go towards newly established College Access Emergency Grant, which will provide up to $2,000 for eligible students, and $32 million will go to support the operations of West Virginia's public colleges and universities. It's good stuff, really, really good stuff. Let me just add a little bit more. We just left Clay County. Now look, we can say what we want, but not long ago, not only did not many people know about Clay County, nobody could hardly find Clay County. But with all that being said, there's so much good stuff going on right up there right now on the river. You know, from the standpoint right now on a rail system and everything, Rail Explorers, which is the neatest thing in the world. You know, you can pedal. I guess it's a bicycle type contraption that runs on the rail. It's a 12-mile deal. You can pedal, or there's an electric motor that makes the pedaling effortless. It is a way to absolutely see so much beauty in this great state. It's unbelievable. The great people of Clay County have worked really, really hard, and very deservingly so. We went up there just a little while ago and cut the ribbon. It is amazing. Go do this. Go do this. You will absolutely love it beyond belief, and the beauty is second to none. Those people have really, really worked hard, and I salute all those folks in Clay County and are really, really, really happy for all those people all around. You know, so much stuff. There's so much stuff going on all across West Virginia, especially in tourism. You know, the world is awakening to West Virginia, are they not? I mean, just imagine worldwide travel guides saying West Virginia is the place you ought to go. And it is. There is no place as beautiful as West Virginia. There's no place that has the people, the kindness and appreciation and all the good stuff of West Virginians. So many things that we have to offer, and it just will get better and better and better. Keep it going, West Virginia. You know, I won't be your governor forever, but absolutely, with all in me, nobody will be rooting for you any harder than me, and nobody will be more supportive of you than me. But with all that being said, keep it going. Demand that we keep it going. It is so good for so many. God bless each and every one of you. There was a group that just came into Wood County and everything. We celebrated them coming. You know, they're spending $2.5 million here and maybe some more dollars. You know, a few people, I think maybe up to 20 or 25 people are going to be employed. You know, they're epoxy resin product, you know, for the automobile industry, and that they're going to be making in Wood County. And you know, I don't know a tremendous amount about this company and everything other than the fact that we welcome you. And absolutely, I think once you find West Virginia as your home, you will love it beyond belief. There's a Huntington native that has been on Jeopardy. Her name is Adriana Haymeyer, and she is a big winner. She's a 7-day champion. I understand she's a professor at Purdue University. My dad was a graduate of Purdue, and so I know a little bit about Purdue University, but she has earned in her 7-day stay $155,700. She must be a pretty smart cookie and everything, so we keep rooting her on, that's for sure. Remember your free fishing days on the 8th and the 9th of June and everything. Get out and enjoy these. And there's a couple of fishing derbies for the youth. One's at the Bowden Fish Hatchery, and the other one's at Little Beaver Lake. I got to tell you another story. When little Jimmy was skinny, and he was about this big and everything, probably not much taller than Baby Doll because she stands up on her back legs, Jimmy was at absolute Little Beaver Lake and had the opportunity and caught a trout that was tagged and everything. I don't remember what I won, but I think it was a tackle box. And but please get your children out, introduce them into hunting and fishing in this great state. let them have the opportunity to have this unbelievable beauty, unbelievable nature and everything touch their soul. You know, it is God given to every one of us from this great state. Please help them and get them out and introduce them into fishing and to hunting. You know, our First Lady is going to have a hot dog contest, a hot dog sauce contest, and it's going to be on our state's birthday. And I want to remind everyone that Kathy's going to host, and there's going to be all kinds of activities and everything going on. The deadline is going to be Monday, June the 10th, you know, to have your recipes in. And then on our state's birthday, we'll be right down here on the front lawn and everything. We'll have a big day of celebration, a lot of fun. We want you to come. We want you to come for sure. And the last thing I've got to report is this about the West Virginia baseball team. Boy, they are doing it. I mean, that's all there is to it. First time ever, they've reached the NCAA Super Regional for the first time in their program's history. And they take on tonight. They play North Carolina, and they play at 6 o'clock at Chapel Hill. We want this to be a bad event for the home team. And absolutely, with all in us, we want West Virginia to prevail at Chapel Hill and send the home team. They'll have a short drive home, and we want to send them home on their short drive, and then we'll drive a little bit further coming back. Nevertheless, that's all I've got right now. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Governor. We'll now go to questions from members of the media. The first up today is Mark Curtis with Nexstar Media.
Good afternoon, Governor, and staffers and fellow reporters. Governor, I want to just go back for a moment to yesterday's briefing that Brian Abraham chaired with the superintendent of schools, the major of the state police, and Secretary Pursley. I'm not going to ask you any specifics about the case because I know that you can't disclose them things, but what is your comfort level with the changes that have been made? The announcements yesterday were that CPS investigators could no longer just directly go to a jail or prison and interview an inmate without getting a supervisor's permission, and also that even informal reports or complaints of possible abuse or neglect would automatically trigger a call to the 1-800 line, something that didn't happen in that case. So what is your confidence level that these measures are going to work to prevent something like this from ever happening again?
Mark, you know me well enough to know that I'll always tell you the truth, won't I? And I can tell you that we discovered things in areas we can make better. And that's exactly what we've done. But at the end of the day, you know, Mark, there's nothing fail-proof. I mean, for crying out loud, when you have a young child living in the house and a mother and a grandmother and everything, allow this just hideous stuff that could happen to a child. You know, Mark, I'd love to say to you, never again will anything ever happen in the state of West Virginia and or any state. And I can't tell you that. All I can do is tell you that we will try with all in us every single day to make things better and better. I'm confident that the things that we've changed will make things better, but at the same time, you know, Mark, something like this is just beyond comprehension, to tell you the truth.
All right, thank you, Mark. Next, we'll go to Charles Young with WV News.
Hi, this is Charles Young with WV News. Governor, my question's along the same lines. I wondered if there's anything that your office has learned from this investigation thus far that you're considering having lawmakers address. I know you had already said you're considering a second special session of the year sometime for the summer. Is there anything that we've learned so far that might be on your call? Thank you, sir.
Charles, I think this, you know, that we're discussing with legislatures now, and the homeschooling issue, we need to probably find a way to tighten up. And that's an area we sure can probably make things a little better. Any and every idea I'm open to. I've always been that way. But Charles, I just go back to just this is you couldn't possibly have enough. You could have tens of thousands, of workers. You cannot completely guarantee beyond a shadow of a doubt that nothing ever will happen. It's our agencies, whether we have policies that we can fix or whatever it may be, we can make it better. That's what we try to do in life every single day. I'd like to tell you there'll never be another, traffic accident. We try to make it safer. We try to make it better, but at the same time, in this situation, this is just beyond belief.
Thank you, Charles. Next, we'll go to Amelia Nicely with West Virginia Watch.
Hi, Governor. First, I want to say thank you to your administration yesterday for taking questions. I think we all appreciated that. I was going to ask about homeschool law specifically, so I'll kind of shift. Have you had conversations at all about changing current education laws to mandate how these truancy officers might respond to homeschool families versus changing homeschool laws? Like, are you having conversations about what you can do in current education policy in response to Kennedy Miller's death?
I think, in all honesty, I do believe that the actual following up, on our homeschool kids is more of an issue than specific homeschool law, and so, but I think this is still somewhat in its infancy, and we've got to do more work with the legislatures and everything to see how we can tighten up some things, to ensure, that maybe just nothing will happen. Nothing will ever happen like this again.
Thanks, Amelia. Next, we'll go to Curtis Johnson with WSAZ.
Hey, good afternoon, Governor. Thank you so much for taking my call. And like others, I do really appreciate your administration's time yesterday to taking the time to discuss its findings related to the investigation and the state's interaction with Kennedy Miller. Given those findings, I have a similar question. Governor, are you committed to pursuing Governor, are you committed to pursuing legislative and or policy changes related to those findings before you leave office? You talked to us several times about how you're not going to be governor forever. And I just wanted to know what kind of changes were you pursuing if you're committed, and will those involve the legislature?
Curtis, I'm going to run through the finish line. You know me well enough to know that I'm not done. And I want to make things better to the very last day that I'm your governor. And then I'll try to make things better in every way I can for the last days or all the days left of my life. We announced changes yesterday, but and the agencies are in charge of changes in a lot of cases and everything. But absolutely, we're in discussion with the legislatures. We'll be in discussion with the legislatures, and if need be, just for this, I would call a special session just for this. I mean, because the just for this is not fair. I mean, this is so monumental, it's off the chart. So I want to make things better, but we've got to work with some people and everything, and try to get some kind of format on what we're going to do.
Thanks, Curtis. Governor, I'll turn it back to you to close out.
Well, I would like to just touch on this. Everybody kept bombarding us with, this happened, this happened, this happened. And in a lot of situations in regard to the CPS stuff and the state police and all the different things, lo and behold, we knew really what had happened, but we were letting the investigation play out. And lo and behold, a lot of the allegations that this happened didn't happen. you know, and really, so with all that being said, I would always tell you, just take your time, absolutely do the investigation properly. Let's make the smart decisions. Let's make the decisions that are absolutely the best for our people. We don't kick anything under the rug. We don't hide anything. I have told you 10 million times, every single thing about me is fully transparent. And, but with all that being said, I think we ended up with a good solution. I'm proud of our people that came yesterday and gave all the time that everybody needed and everything to get their questions answered, to get the facts right and everything. And I think that that's been fairly reported. And so we move on, and we move on with improvements and a better day. So nevertheless, let me just check real quick. Remember Juneteenth, everybody. We celebrate these incredible, revenue numbers. That's really good. Congratulations to everybody that's spring turkey hunting. And now let's do some stuff in just a few minutes and everything. We'll be celebrating a bill signing, a ceremonial signing at Senate Bill 1007. It'll help our kids and everything. We just went to Rail Explorers. Get up there in Clay County, look it up, Rail Explorers, and go do this. You'll absolutely have a blast doing it. And it doesn't matter how old you are and everything. It's effortless, effortless. So absolutely go do this. You'll really enjoy. Thank you so much for coming to West Virginia. And remember the free fishing days, and whatever you do, remember the hot dog sauce contest, on our state's birthday. And congratulations in every way to the WVU baseball team. But let's don't end it here. Let's take care of North Carolina tonight. That's all I got. Thank y'all so much.